Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing this beautiful Thursday? I'm Paula Montgomery from Desert Cat Creations, and welcome to our Bead Stash Challenge Week 40 Design Reveal. Hope you are all having a great week and enjoying a little touch of fall. It's actually down in the 80s and 90s here, so, you know, that's fall in Arizona, so you never know what you're going to get. So, hey, Janelda. So today, it's week 40. Can you believe it? So we have one more project before we have to reshuffle our make cards next week. That's very exciting. And it's also October, so October is always a great time. Hey, Marianica. Thanks for joining me. So today we're going to make a plant stake. Fall's hitting you guys too, though. That's great. So today we're going to make this plant stake, and we're going to be using brown bead frames and a animal bead, and it's going to be designed by Desert Blooms. So you never know what we're going to come up with, okay? On announcements, I do believe next Wednesday, the 15th, I always should have my calendar in front of me, we will be playing with Stars Beads. I plan on assembling my prickly pear cactus kit. I don't know what Kate's gonna do. We'll find out, and I am working to find a definite time for that. Her timing is a little complicated because she has a young one that she has to sort of plan around. So I will, as soon as I have a time, I will post that on our page as well as hers. I think I'm also going to post a sale on the website. That doesn't mean you can't get the same deal from contacting me directly, but I think I'm going to put the, I haven't decided what the percentage off it's going to be, but it'll be just basically off everything you order. And we'll run that, you know, just so that people have a chance to get things if they haven't gotten them. Get a little, maybe get a little ahead on doing your holiday shopping. So I will also post that, and I may go ahead and try to post that today or tomorrow, just so that people have a chance to get things, and I can get them in the mail. So I don't know, you know, the post office, if you haven't mailed anything, as of October 6th, which was this Monday, they raised their prices for the holidays on all packages. So if you're mailing packages, apparently you're too late already. So I have an option of adjusting my shipping or just giving you a little less percentage off. And right now I'm leaning towards the percentage thing. So hanging cactus on the website. It will be, I haven't done the directions for it, so, but I will get it up there, so that people can order that. So, good point, Janelda. So, I'll do that before the sale starts. So that'll work out. So anyways, that's where we're at. That's our big announcement. So yeah, this Wednesday will be the final of our make-alongs for the cactus garden kits. I love seeing everybody's creations out there. It's always nice when it comes together. And you all know I'm from the desert. I love cactus. So so it's always fun to see that you guys are excited about them too. And you know, January, the Tucson Gem Show rolls around, and everybody gets excited about, you know, Tucson in the desert for a month or so, and then only those of us that truly love it get excited about it. But you know, it's all good. All right, let's go ahead and flip it over, and let's take a look at what we're working with today. All right, oops. And I did not forgot to grab my sample that we did last time on the garden stake, but oh well. This is the this is one version. This is what I would consider a garden stake. This is a fun design. And we could do one of these at some point. I just didn't. I decided today I was going to make more of a plant stake, so it'll be a little smaller. So just a reminder, what we're going to make for week 40, we have to make a plant or garden stake. We have to use browns. So I have an assortment of beads here. Take that off of there. So I pulled out some brown seed beads. It's an assorted pack. So they're browns and bronzes and stuff, which I would consider browns, right? I'm also going to use this kind of peachy, I believe this is aventurine. It's kind of brownish, so we're going to use that. I have to use a bead frame in my design, so I have this fun, it was a string of beads that I got from Hole in the Wall Beads. She always has some really unique things, and actually it has, let me show it to you, just so I don't have to reassemble this, but it has these designs. So it has, you know, this triangle with a donut and then a single bead in it. And I mean, these are all, you know, all gemstones. But I just, it was such an interesting mix. So I'm actually separating that. So we're going to use, I'm using this as my bead frame. I'm also going to put a bead inside the donut here, the small donut. Yeah. So that's my bead frame. Then we had to use a fetish or animal bead. And I struggled with that a little bit because I have so many. But I decided to go with, I recently purchased a couple of strands of these cat heads. Do you know that I got it from Hole in the Wall Beads? I don't know if you follow Nina Kittleson. She always finds some really unique things, especially old stock stuff. You just never know. It may show up again, it may not. But I recently bought like a couple strands. These are also adventuring, but I bought them in a couple different stones. But they're little kitty cat heads. You probably can't really see the detail, but you can see it up close. And you can see the ears, right? So that's what I'm using for my fetish or animal bead today. All right. And then we had to inspire by desert blooms. So we're going to use some beads. I don't know how many of these beads I'm using, but these are all from our Desert Blooms crystal mix, which we still have, if anybody is interested. All right, and I'm using one of our head pins that we made a while back, so we're going to do that. So what I'm thinking is just making, you know, kind of a hook, you know, like a shepherd's hook thing to stick in my plant and then dangle all this stuff off of. So I like to have stiff wire for that, and so a lot of times what I'll use is this steel wire. I just got this at my local hardware store. It's a 19 gauge, and it's very stiff, so it's great for things like you know, that you don't want to bend. So I use this sometimes if I'm making you know, those bracelet holders, or you know, something where I need something really stiff. I also do have some galvanized steel wire, and I wouldn't use either of these for any jewelry that touches the skin, okay? Just because I don't know if they have nickel in them, but for something that's going to sit in your plant, it should be fine. This is 20 gauge, so it's a little more workable if you wanted to, you know, make some design, but I think we'll go ahead and use the black wire today. And because this is steel, I need to use my memory wire cutters. So I actually think I'm going to make my dangle first, because then I'll know how long I need to make my my stake, okay? So what I was thinking was I would put the little cat face in the triangle frame, and I think I'll put a little seed bead in there just so that it sits a little better. If I had smaller seed beads out, these are 6s, I believe. Yeah. And then I was thinking I would connect this, oh, hey Lorraine, we are just working on putting this together, so then I thought I would put the donut there, and I was thinking I would put one of these little desert bloom beads in there. So I just hadn't decided what color, and then I'm thinking of putting this little white one on top. So what do you guys think? So if we think about this, I have this kind of orangey donut. Now my bottom one has kind of a yellowish cat. So do you think I should put I think that's too bright. So what do you think? With the yellow? Doing laundry, okay. Do you think the yellow works in that donut, or should I use this sort of orangey color? Any votes for which looks better in that donut? I actually wanted to put this metal bead in the donut, but it doesn't fit, so we're not going to use the metal flower for that. So orange or yellow? Anybody? One vote for orange. I'm impressed that you have a basement, Lorraine. We don't have basements here. I have no stairs in my house, except to get in and out of the pool, actually. But you guys think orange? All right. 2 votes for orange. We're going to go with orange. All right. So I wanted to I think we'll also put some more, you know, these seed beads around that too. So, all right. So I'm going to start. I like to work from the bottom up for dangles. You wish you didn't have stairs. So when you're doing a bead frame, so remember we made this is one of those knotted head pins a while back. So make sure you start, you know, where you want to start, and then you have to make sure that you get the beads in as you're going through. So I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges with bead frames, is just making sure to get your beads on there. Yeah, I can only put one bead through there, but I can put one up top. So. Yeah, I used to have basements in Virginia and in Colorado, just not here in Arizona. All right, so that's what I'm thinking for the bottom part of my dangle. All right, so let's go ahead and make that. If I hadn't already had this head pin here, I probably would have used a thicker gauge, but it's gonna just be hanging there. It's not gonna get much wear and tear, so. Suppose they had basements in San Francisco, Mariana. I guess. I mean, maybe your house was built into a hill or something. I always had walkout basements in Virginia and not Colorado, though. It was actually well, I shouldn't say that. One house had a walkout basement because we were built into a hill. The other one just had a closed basement. All right, so there's our bottom dangle. So we've got, like I said, we've got our cat bead, and we got a round, and we got our bead frame. So we could have just settled there, but, you know, we don't want to do that. So let's add some more. So I'm going to use this sort of coppery frame. Now, this tighter bead frame is a little harder to get, you know, your center bead in there. Just have to work it. Yeah, it is. It is definitely good exercise, Lorraine. I've had my neighbors, when we used to live in a townhouse, so we had tons of stairs. Their doctor told them that was what was keeping them young, was all the stairs going up and down. But I don't miss having to carry laundry baskets up and down stairs. My laundry was always in the downstairs from my bedroom. So. All right, I'm just attaching this other donut on here. Because the bottom was 22 gauge wire, I am just using 22 gauge wire for the rest of this. I could mix them, it wouldn't really matter, but all right, remember, you know, sometimes when you're if you're having troubles tucking in your wire, if you slide your beads down, it makes it a little easier to hold it in place. Well, Lorraine, it keeps you young. I'm not going to be nearly as young now that I don't have stairs. Although I do have to go in my garage. The previous owners put the washer and dryer out in the garage. Which the only good thing is it doesn't heat up your house or add dust in your house. It just... Alright, I'm going to go ahead and close this because I'm planning on adding one more bead on top. take a look at how that looks. Let's tuck that in, and it doesn't really matter which direction my my rings go, because it's not like earrings. So, you know, even if I stopped there, that would have made a fun dangle, you know, like a purse charm or something, huh? Oh, my cat's backwards. Yeah, my only complaint about these cat beads is it only has a face on one side, so, you know, and it's very subtle, but no, stop that. Sorry, I have a appointment reminder popping up on my. So I think I need my bloom though, even though, you know, I have that. So we're gonna add one more bead here. Yeah, they could. They're not too heavy. I mean, this is all gemstone, but it's kind of thin, so they're not real heavy. You could definitely make earrings. All right, so I have to add my desert bloom. So these white flower beads remind me of, yeah, purse charm would be cute too, I think. I've noticed, you know, I've been making purse charms for a while. I need to make myself a new Halloween one, or find my Halloween one, put it on my purse, because it's October, right? But it seems like I'm seeing a lot more purse and bag charms on the various, you know, sites where people are sharing what they're making. You know, and you don't have to worry about whether or not it fits if you're buying it for somebody. You just have to find something they're interested in, right? All right. So we're going to do our little white bead. Now, I'm not going to close this one yet, because I don't know what my attachment's going to be when I make my stake here. So I may need a bigger ring. So I am just going to leave that sitting there, still connected to my wire, since that's not the wire I'm using for my stake. We will move all these small things out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to get my heavier pliers out. I have these metal working pliers, and I really like them. They're hard to find these days, but they work really well for bending metal. You don't sell many, you know, I wondered, I mean, I first started making them because a friend asked me to make some for like the kids' backpacks. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, I guess, don't even carry purses these days, right? So. All right, so I need enough to go in the plant and then dangle over the edge, and then I want to double it, so I'm going to go about there. And I am just going to bend the wire completely over, because I'm, like I said, I'm doubling it. And then I will cut it there and get this out of my face here. So what I like to do when I'm making these is take my heavier duty pliers and any really anything that has a flat side to it, and then I want to make this, you know, as small as I can. And then the question comes to, do you wrap that or anything? I think I am going to put some wrap maybe down, just down at the bottom so it's not separating. But let's do a little loop for our, to attach that to. And then I need something bigger for my shepherd's crook, so I just take the end of this hammer. If you don't have big mandrels, here, you know, use what you got, right? And now I have a nice hook. So what I've done before on the, you know, when I make something like this, is what I'll do is I will bend one of these, you know, maybe at about an inch mark, and then I wrap it to hold these together, okay? But I am going to use my pliers because, like I said, this is very stiff wire. And I am just using my pliers and my muscles to wrap that. Sometimes it doesn't want to bend at the ends there, but all right, now it should stay a little better looking. So all right, so we've got our hook with our little bit of wrapping just to keep those wires from separating. I don't know why that doesn't want to tuck. All right. And now we know we need a big enough loop that we can attach it onto there. So here's my, okay. So I had sort of a small loop here. We are going to make it bigger. The black wire is, you can get this at Ace Hardware or Amazon, any of those hardware stores. It's a 19 gauge wire, which if you know anything about wire gauges, 19 gauge is 1 millimeter wire. which sometimes 18 gauge, if it's American made wire, is also 1mm wire. Stuff you get at the hardware store, though, I think is all European gauged wires. So, all right, so wire gauges can get confusing. If you're into chainmail, you do have to learn these things, because otherwise when you order rings from different people, you can end up with a bunch of stuff that doesn't work. So, all right. All right, so I made a large loop, probably larger than I need, but it's all right. And we're just going to finish wrapping this. You know, when you get the 22 gauge craft wire out, it's so easy to wrap after you're using the 19 gauge wire. It's not my prettiest wrap here. This is not a pretty pretty wrap on here. Oh well. Alrighty, here we go. So look, we have our, hook just to make it pretty, and then we've got our dangles. Yeah, the gauges don't make sense to me either, and I mean, they should, because I studied electrical engineering in school, so I understand that, gauge is based on how much, how much electricity you can set through, and stuff is a lot of what it represents, but yeah, I don't know why we have two different kinds of things. So, all right, so there's a closer look at our finished piece. So we have our desert blooms. We have two different bead frames. We have our desert blooms orange bead. We have our brown, and we have our cat bead, which is upside down again. But like I said, it's so subtle that you can't really see the design unless you're up close. But there we go. Thanks for another fun project. Yay. I will post that and maybe stick it out in my planter. So, like I said, so if you tuned in late, we are, I believe, we are confirmed to do the make along or the play date with Kay over at Stars Beads on Wednesday. Like I said, I need to get a firmer time from her, because when she does her show, she comes on anywhere, between noon or 3, depending, or I don't know. What is she? The earliest she's got on is noon at her time, but usually it's around 3 or 4 East Coast time. But I need to have a more firm time. So as soon as I get that, I will post that. Like I said, I'm going to post a sale, and I will get those the 2 hanging cactus things out there on there. I haven't done the directions for them, although the hanging cactus is pretty much written because it's most of it's the same as this guy, right? So and then I will post that sale code too if you want to order off there. But yeah, those of you that order directly from me, that's no problem either. I will give you the same deal if you'd rather order direct from me through Facebook as opposed to on the website. And thanks again, Janelda, for getting me a few more subscribers to my YouTube channel. I am going to do just a practice introductory one just to see how that works. And then we'll see, we'll give it a try at some point. I may do a trial on a Sunday just because, you know, usually those are just my bonus projects. So if it doesn't save or something, it's a little easier to work around. But anyways, thanks again. As always, I appreciate all your support of my small business. Please like and follow me on Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram. I know I don't do much on Instagram, but I post stuff over there all the time. Occasionally, I actually do get people that contact me through Instagram. And subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. So here's something else I've been working on. It's a kitty cat brick stitch design. I was going to make skulls and I ended up making cats, but what do you guys think of those? I'm in the Halloween spirit here. So. Oh, thanks for all the hearts. Yeah, I know you guys all like kitty cats as much as I do, but all right. I'm gonna let you go because I got other things I gotta get over to today. But we will be back on Sunday. We will do our drawing. I have one card yet, so it's not left, so it's not a surprise to me what I'm going to be making next week, but I'll leave it a surprise to you guys. And then we're gonna do some shuffling for the following week. But as always, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you message me at Desert Cat Creations, or you can email me. The email's on all my sites. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. So, all right. Sunday noon. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. We're supposed to get a ton of rain this weekend, so hopefully that won't affect anything as far as doing our show. But we can use the rain, but we don't need a ton of rain. Okay. One more for you. One more what, Janelda? Anyways, all right. I will get that stuff posted out there. So, oh no flood. Yeah, we hope. Yeah, you guys up north are supposed to get a lot of rain too. So it doesn't take much to cause floods around here, but. Oh, one more card. Sorry. Sorry, my brain. Yeah. My brain had already moved on. All right. All right. See you all on Sunday. And don't forget to post your stuff. I will, we will reinvigorate the competition this month. Both Janelda and Lorraine will be getting a little something in their next orders because I didn't do any giveaways the last 2 months, but we will, you can look forward to something a little extra next time you order something. And I will let you guys know when all that stuff's out there. So thanks again, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.